Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to talk about the actual cost for $25,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 57-year-old female. Now, first thing you need to understand is you can go directly to our website right here, and we've got these free quotes on just about every page. You just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. You select the coverage amount and fill in your birthday, the rest of the info, click Get Quotes. It will take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies in your state, and it's going to show you the best and lowest pricing. And what that will allow you to do is be a smart consumer and avoid all these low teaser rates you see advertised on TV and junk mail and stuff like that. You see these low rates, and then when you call them up or talk with somebody, you actually find out that they're not that great. And you always get upsold. And we help you kind of avoid a bunch of that and compare a whole bunch of actual really great companies, not some of these scammy ones. Also, 888-862-9456. Call us up. One of our agents can help you run quotes online as well or on the phone. Either way you want to do it. The first thing you want to know as a 57-year-old female looking for $25,000 is that going to be enough for your final expense needs? Now, that would typically come down to cremation or burial. So if you're going to be cremated, the average cost of a cremation in the United States right now is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. If you're going to have some sort of ceremony with that, remembrance ceremony, celebration of life, something like that, that's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500, including the cremation. So $25,000, yeah, that's going to more than cover the cost for sure. But a lot of the people we work with are on a fixed or limited income, and that might be a little excessive for them. If you've got the budget for it, go for it. We often don't recommend people get more insurance than what they need. A lot of times people would say, I want to leave some money behind for the kids or the family. And, that's nice of them to think that way. But a lot of them are on a fixed or limited income, and it'd be more appropriate for them just to take care of their final expense needs. So for just that cremation, we would probably recommend $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. And then for the cremation with the ceremony, probably $7,000 to $10,000. And really what that does is it leaves you a little more insurance coverage than you need, if you died sooner. And that can be used to maybe pay off some medical bills or other final expenses. But also it gives you more coverage so that, if you lived at age 67, 77, you've got that extra coverage to offset the cost of inflation. So keep in mind, though, if your budget's tight, you can start with a smaller amount right now that protects your family immediately, and we can always help you add more coverage later. Now, if you're looking at getting buried, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into a funeral home with a $10,000 check, chances are they will get it done for you. Not going to be anything fancy, though, I can assure you that. But it's hard to imagine they would let that check walk out the door, go down the street to one of their competitors. So chances are they're going to get it done, but it's going to be very meager. So we would typically recommend coverage starting anywhere 10, 15, 20, 25,000, somewhere in there. And just keep in mind, again, that if your budget's tight, you can get a smaller amount. $10,000 would be ideal. If you've got a small budget right now, you can always add more coverage later. But if you've got the financial means, we can certainly help you out with $25,000 or in some cases more. Now, one thing we always recommend is first day coverage or benefits. Now, there's a lot of companies out there that sell 2-year waiting period plans. We don't recommend that at all. We'll talk about that in a moment. But, with that first day coverage, what that means is hypothetically, if your policy started today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to cut that check for $25,000 in this case. And that's the best coverage out there. It's also the best pricing, believe it or not. But so you want that first day coverage. Now, a lot of times people would say, well, I do want the first day coverage, but I know those policies have health questions, and I'm not in the best of health. To which we say, hey, your health is our problem, not your problem. And we work with enough different insurance companies. They all have different health questions. They all have different underwriting requirements. And 90 to 95% of the time, we're getting people first day coverage or benefits. The only reason we wouldn't be able to get you first day coverage or benefits is if you had some really significant health issues going on, like Maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months. Maybe you have dementia, or you're on dialysis, or in a hospital, or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd probably refer you out to a different company. The other thing that seems to happen every week is we get a phone call from somebody that says, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance and we don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home. The funeral director's not going to do anything until he gets a check in his hand. And we need to get this insurance right away so that we can get a check in our hand to get a check into the funeral home director's hand. And we have to tell them, unfortunately, there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person. Somebody who's already passed away. And it's terrible because it's this person that passed away, they knew they were going to pass away. They knew they were going to die someday. They probably intended on getting this insurance, and they just never got around to doing it. They never got it done. And now their family's paying the price. And what a horrible legacy to leave behind, knowing that you could have taken care of this. And now you've just you've thrown that responsibility on people who it's not their burden to bear. And it's just a huge financial burden for them, huge emotional burden for them. And, just that's not a great legacy to leave behind. And every time your name comes up in the future, people go, oh, yeah, we loved him. But, boy, he left us that bill when he died for the burial. Took us years and years and years to pay off. And, it was terrible that he did that. So anyway, you don't want that legacy. Don't be that person. Get this insurance. It's affordable. If you need to, you can start out small. We can always help you add more coverage too. Now, one thing we don't recommend is the plan with the 2-year waiting periods. We already talked about that. Colonial Penn's one of the more popular companies out there. I maybe popular is the wrong word, well known. I think that's simply because they advertise on TV all the time, right? Oh, that $9.95 plan. But most people don't know that $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period. Ouch! You probably didn't know that. There's other companies out there too that offer 2-year waiting periods. That would be like Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha product, AIG, Gerber. There's a number of different other ones out there. And a lot of these companies have done a great job of convincing the American public that the only thing they will qualify for after age 50 is a 2-year waiting period plan, to which we go, don't fall for such nonsense. We help people with first aid coverage all day long. Now, a 57-year-old female watching that TV commercial for $9.95 might be thinking, oh my gosh, I can probably get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. I bet I can even get $50,000 for $9.95. And then they talk with an agent from Colonial Penn, or they look online like we are right here on their website, female age 57, $9.95, 1 unit of coverage, $1,669. Ouch. That's not even enough for a cremation probably in some parts of the country. And it doesn't matter because it's got a 2-year waiting period. It's not going to pay out for 2 years. And then that $1,669 is not going to be worth as much in 2 years. So, yeah, you just got to be careful of companies out there that offer low teaser rates. And then, you get in touch with them. And some people would say it's not too hard to imagine that, there might be an upsell in your future to try to sell you more than the $9.95. We would say that probably possible. But let's take a look. 25, see if we can even get 25,000. Colonial Penn, they max out at 15 units. So let's see what that would be here. 15 units. Okay. You can't get an even $25,000 through Colonial Penn if you're a 57-year-old female. For some reason, it's $25,000 and $25,035. I'm not sure what the $35 is going to do, but that's what you end up with this kind of per unit goofy pricing type thing here. So you end up with some wackadoodle numbers once in a while, but that's roughly $150, $149.25. Let's see what first aid coverage would be and see if we can save you any money. I know we can. Let's take a look. So we've got $25,000 here, female, age 57. And here we go. We're going to go double check this again. Roughly 25 for $149. Look at this. I'm gonna go back and show you. So you see $25,000, $66. So would you rather pay $66 or $149? So yeah, I mean, Colonial Penn is way more than 200% more expensive. And Colonial Penn will allow you to overpay on their policy for the rest of your life. They will happily let you overpay. And you're going to have that 2-year waiting period. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I don't know. So 66 from 149, that is right around $83 more or less. So $83 times 12 months would be $996 roughly. So you'd overpay roughly around $1,000 more a year. And then after 10 years, you would have overpaid roughly around $10,000, right around $9,960, roughly $10,000 more after 10 years on a $25,000 policy. Tell me if that makes sense or not. No, it doesn't. You don't have to tell me. It doesn't. So, yeah, we can get you, like, this is a great company, Trinity Life Insurance Company. We work with them, level coverage, first day coverage, $66 versus $149. Yikes. So let's look at a couple other companies here. Again, we're 66. Try to find some other ones. You'll be able to see all these different companies. 66. Yeah, 87, $20 more for Lumico first day coverage, but it's $20 more. That's $240 a year. That's $2,400 after 10 years. Why would you overpay? Makes no sense. Don't do that. Let's see. Let's look at another. Oh, Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess, but oochie mama, look at that pricing. They'd be proud of that product. Yes. Let's see. Level coverage would be first day coverage, but $100 a month. Holy guacamole. Now, they've got a deal where when you pass away, they'll call 2-3 funeral homes, supposedly get the lowest pricing and maybe do a couple of other things, but, you pay a premium for that. And yeah, that's hefty. $100 versus 66. So that's right about $34 more a month. That would be an extra $408 a year. After 10 years, you would have overpaid right around $4,080, I think it is, right around $4,000. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying an insurance company an extra $4,000 plus to call 2 or 3 funeral homes and maybe do a couple other things that might only take an hour or so? And a lot of people would say, hey, that's a pretty good payday for the insurance company. And yeah, we would tend to agree. We'd rather you keep that $4,000 in your own pocket rather than give that to an insurance company. So what we've done is we can allow you to get the lower pricing. And we've got a free funeral and estate planning guide. You can download that off our website and print it out. And you just fill that out in advance. Who gets what goes where, and everything that you want to occur after you pass away. And then you just keep that with your insurance policy. And when you pass away, your family members, all they need to do is just go and get the insurance policy and the funeral and estate planning guide. Now they've got the money to take care of everything that you want taken care of in your funeral and estate planning guide. And you protected them both financially with the insurance and emotionally by providing all the directions that they're going to need when you're gone. And they will know that you cared about them and loved them and took care of them well in advance while you were alive, and you were preparing for a time when you wouldn't be here for them. And what a wonderful gift of love. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So we can help you out with that. Go to funeralfunds.com. We've got these quarters on just about every page. We've got a special one for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. You can get the most discounts and best pricing. And also you can call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you out, run rates, do all that stuff. But whether you've got an existing policy and you just want to price shop it to make sure you got the best deal, or maybe you want to add a little bit of coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new policy, we can help you out with that. If you just have some questions or concerns or want to understand how these policies work, we can definitely help you out with that too. We look forward to hearing from you. We look forward to that day where we can actually help you save money and protect your families, and just prepare for that day that we all know is coming. So and until that day comes when we hear from you, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.